Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a quick video about my thoughts on the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch and the fresh servers and all that. So I joined the fresh server SkyFury the very first day that the pre-patch went live, and it was actually really cool. There was a lot of people there. It felt like a bustling and alive community. Of course, there was a lot of toxicity and stuff in trade chat. You're gonna get that pretty much no matter what. People like to troll, people like to be negative, but that's besides the point. The pre-patch itself, the first couple days was actually really great. I was able to find dungeon groups relatively easy. Um, Doing the stockades, the dead mines, it was pretty easy to find groups for. Leveling was a bit of a hassle, mixed with bad drops and so much competition. There was a couple choke points, especially in Elwyn Forest and later in Westfall. There definitely were some negatives about, starting on a fresh server. But I would say, all in all, besides even with those negative aspects or those annoying aspects, the game was still a lot of fun. And I wasn't playing with a group, playing with friends or anything. I was just leveling by myself. And it was still a lot of fun, just getting into random groups and talking with random people and, uh, people saying, oh, looking for a group to do Hogger. And we'd all run over to Hogger with these like four randoms. That stuff was a lot of fun. Fast forward a little bit, and the queue times to get into the SkyFury server were, it started off around like 2,000, 3,000. Really wasn't bad. You got in like half an hour. Really wasn't that too much of an issue. I got home from work, basically logged on, watched a YouTube video while I was eating, and I could play the game. It wasn't bad at all. And there was that the amount of people that were playing the game at all times, early in the mornings, on weekends, or late at night. It never really died down that much. I mean, the queue times died down for sure. There were definitely hot times, people getting off work West Coast and people getting off work East Coast. But for the most part, there was enough people that it didn't feel like the server was dead. Then we get into about, like, I don't know, the second week or the third week, whatever week this is. I think it's the second week. Um, and the queue times on SkyFury were up to 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and most recently when I tried to log on, it was at 10,000, which just shy of 11. It was like 10, like 876 or something like that, with about a 300-minute queue time. And that really sucked. I was hoping that I could, hop on and play the game, but obviously you're competing with so many people on this one server. So it's just kind of the way it is. I guess it's kind of the way it is with the way that things are and the way that Blizzard chooses to do things. It doesn't have to be that way at all. There are solutions. I don't think Blizzard telling people to switch realms and switch servers to get the queue times down is fair. I don't think that's okay, because what if everyone wants to experience that fresh start server? And I don't blame them. Hopping onto another server that isn't a fresh start, just White Main, for example, there's maybe 4 or 5 people running around in Duskwood and Stormwind that are actually doing the pre-patch. Like, it's just not. It's not as big of a community. There's not as many people. There's not as many anything. Trying to find a group in White Main to do literally anything is impossible. There's not enough people to do it. If I want to go, do the stockades just to grind mobs and level up quicker, I can't do that. There's no other 4 people who are able to do that or are looking to do that. So I logged on the next day, basically after the 10k queue time, hoping that it would be different. It was the same, around 10, almost 11k in queue times, and it really sucks. I want to level and play the game, especially the game that I pay for. I know that's in some arguments a little ridiculous, and some other arguments it's completely valid. I think it's valid only when, you know, Blizzard basically chooses to bottleneck everybody. I don't think the answer is telling people to switch off. Like, people want to play the game that you put out, and you put out a fresh server, which is part of the game, and people want to play it. You know, release more fresh servers, or I don't know, anything else other than what they're doing, other than just switch off the server and find a different one. Because I want to play on SkyFury. I want to be in a fresh start. I want to have a good connection. I want to, you know, be in that community. But since then, to even be able to play the game, especially after work on the weekdays or like any time in the evening on weekends, I had to switch servers. I had to switch off SkyFury, which, you know, it sucks. I'm on White Main. Still a PvP server, I believe. I believe White Main is a PvP server. But it's just not. It's just not as active. There's not as many people. I don't. Part of the fun was seeing the world and seeing all these people and being worried of, oh man, is this gonna be, you know, is there gonna be a big group of people? Am I gonna have to grind this for 10 minutes? And those aspects can be annoying for sure, but they at least make me feel immersed in the world and lose track of time because I'm so set on my goal and I'm so enticed on, you know, reaching this goal, that, you know, just I'm immersed in the world where now there's no one around. I have time to think about, I'm just a guy running alone grinding mobs for no fucking reason, you know? So it's definitely put a damper on things. The leveling is going to be a lot slower, that's for sure, a lot more painful, not being able to be in a group. But it's just the way it is, I guess. But hopefully Blizzard, you know, does something in the future. It doesn't really look like they're going to. It seems like they're kind of doubling down on the whole switch off the server to get the queue times down, which, you know, whatever, I guess. Whatever way you want to swing in that regard, I guess, is the way it is. You know, they're the company. I guess unfortunately they can make those decisions, or fortunately if you know, agree with that. But I just want to make a quick video and update on things. I know I've been away from streaming on Twitch for a couple days. I've just been kind of dealing with some life stuff, but hopefully I'll be back on shortly. I appreciate you guys, or sorry, I appreciate you guys watching the video. And if you're interested in my streams, I stream on Twitch all the time. Twitch.tv/1nana with 2 A's at the end. So come check me out. But I appreciate it, everyone. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and let me know what you guys think of the whole, you know, SkyFury and other servers having these massive queue times. You know, what are other people thinking? Am I an outlier? I really doubt that I'm an outlier. I can't imagine. But let me know. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Peace.